The Killers Alliance in 2006. The name Vybz Kartel has been shrouded in controversy that propelled an exponential rise from aspiring artist to now the most notorious figure in dancehall.
Up to the time.
But Vybz Kartel's journey to notoriety began years before leaving the Alliance. In 2003, he became the first artist in dancehall to physically attack another on stage. That assault was a Ninja Man at Sting. Upon leaving the Alliance 3 years later, Kartel was embroiled in a bitter feud with former crony Mavado. The two factions, who had took on the name of their respective camps, Gaza for Kartel and Gully for Mavado, reportedly escalated the conflict with drive-by shootings and cocktail bombings, while teenage followers faced off on school campuses and the streets of Kingston. And when a peace truce was reached between Gaza and Gully in December 2009, Kartel and his former leader Bounty Killer dragged their long-standing one-on-one feud to the center, a war that led to the bottling of both artists at the recently staged Follow the Arrow. And still raging right now.
If it now go my way, me pull it up. Like the bleaching thing, it has to stop.
All the while dominating the space with chart-topping releases. The teacher had fallouts with members of his Gaza camp, online sex tapes, and several run-ins with law enforcers, including a 2-week detention by the Portmore police last July.
She said me skin pretty like a color rainbow.
Still, Vybz Kartel's latest controversy is neither legal nor Bounty Killer. It's skin bleaching. Vybz Kartel right now on stage. Our very special guest, Vybz, walking, sir.
What's
Blessed
up?
love.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right, Kartel, jump in and start to talk about Follow the Arrow for us. Were you surprised at the bottling that came after you?
No, I was not. You know what I mean? I was actually expecting it. And if you watch the clippings closely of Vybz Kartel's very short stint on stage, you would actually see Vybz Kartel laughing when he was coming off the stage, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah, man, because I was expecting it, but you know what I mean? I still had to go on stage and to show Vybz Kartel fans and the Gaza people that Kartel was actually in the building.
So why were you expecting it?
Well, because, you know, this is Jamaica, and if artist A and artist B are in a rivalry, artist A appears on stage and gets showered with a rain of bottles, you know what I mean? Well, one would expect that as a result of I would call it revenge by the fans of artist A. Artist B is going to get bottled also.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Definitely.
All right, hold a second and let's take a clip of Killer talking about that. Here we go.
There's some kids in Ochi that calls themselves Ochi Empire. I heard that they was planning from in the afternoon and drinking and saying what they gonna do if Bounty Killer calls Kartel name. Don't know how true this is. Not accusing anybody, but it's being said.
So, how do you respond to that? He's alleging that it was planned. It was the Ochi Empire that started it.
No, well, not to my knowledge. I have no prior knowledge of hearing anything about any planning of the bottling of any artist on stage. You know what I mean? Neither before nor after the fact.
Yes.
So I would say, no, I don't know anything about that.
But is there such a thing as Ochi Empire?
There-
a group down there that obviously are your supporters.
Yeah, man. Everywhere in every parish you have an empire. In Westmoreland you have West Empire. In St. Anne's you have Ochi Empire. Mobile the same thing, and it goes on and on.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
So you went out and set them up, Kartel?
No, you know, people just took on the name because the first set of people to have the name actually were the Ochi Empire.
Yeah.
And Vybz Kartel bigging them up on stage shows across the island that led to everybody in each respective parishes taking on their own names. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So how big is this war between you and Killer?
Well, I'd like to let Jamaica people know that Vybz Kartel is not in any war with any artist. You know what I mean? Vybz Kartel is just doing music, making hit songs, you know what I mean, making products, and overall just making money. Vybz Kartel has no time for any war, any feuding, or anything of that negative nature with any artist, and it has been like that for the past 2 years, since the end of the Mavado Vybz Kartel rivalry.
So you aren't answering Killer's...
I'm not answering anybody. A lot of artists trying to get a hype of Vybz Kartel, you know what I mean? Because, you know, when you're at the top, a lot of people are going to try to seek to climb to the top and riding on an artist's career. That is not the case with Vybz Kartel. I won't give anyone the time of day. You know what I mean?
And even though you say you're not in any rivalry with Killer, are you in any way, is it in any way affecting the relationship with Mavado? Or the peace truce between you and Mavado?
No, you know, because as I said before, Vybz Kartel is not in any war with anyone. So it works both ways. If I'm not in any war with Bounty Killer, how can I be in a war with his son?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But do you regard yourself as his son?
An estranged one.
But still his son?
But one nonetheless, you know what I mean?
Yo, no mess with me, your cartel, me son. You find your body from work side. I searching me now, beg no friend.
What credit do you give him though, Killer, for your career success?
Well, just by introducing Vybz Kartel professionally to the business, because history cannot be rewritten, it's already there for all to see, you know what I mean? And everybody knows that is where Vybz Kartel came from. But you know what I mean? When he was a child, he acted as a child. When he's a man, he put away childish thing. You know what I mean? Two bulls can't reel in one pen, and I could go on and on and on with proverbs.
Yes.
To the effect that Vybz Kartel had to be on his own.
So you saw in 2000.